What's up, everybody? It's HBT, man, with Straight Up Wrestling Show. I am here live, guys, and we are getting it, guys. We are rocking this thing out, about to rock it out with AEW Dynamite. Just now saw Jon Moxley come out. Jon Moxley, I don't know what's going on with him. He just now told Tony Schiavone, this is not your company no more. Shouldn't he be saying that to Tony Khan? But, yeah, he just told Tony Schiavone, this is not your company anymore. So what is he doing? He's going to get Tony Schiavone thrown out. I don't know, guys. And, you know, hey, he's calling out Darby Allin. I guess he says he wants to talk with him. I don't know if he wants to team with him. You know, he says he's a lot like him. Or if he, you know, he wants to align himself with him. I don't, you know, wants to align himself with him or he wants to fight him. We don't know. This is kind of crazy. It's a little weird. Right now we have Mark Briscoe out here, Kyle O'Reilly, Ishii, and I saw Hook there. Girl Willow Nightingale and Orange Cassidy, Orange Juice Jones out here, guys. With Renee Paquette, or whatever her last name is. Okay, so Willow Nightingale says Chicago Street Fight. Willow Nightingale got a title again. I didn't know that. Mark Briscoe trying to bust a rhyme there, guys. He want to get his rap groove on. Okay. Magnum's in the house. I'm seeing my man Ray Underwood is in the house, and Alma Clark is in the house. She was the first in the house. Then Ray came in. My man Magnum. Now AJ Skills is in the house. Appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll be getting to your comments in just a little bit. I just now got finished eating, guys. Try to get here and get everything set up and all that. You know, hey, I didn't know if I was going to make it in time, but I was like, hey, got to do AEW Dynamite. I was watching NXT earlier today, guys. I watched a little bit over an hour of it. I still have a little bit more, and I'll come back. I'm gonna come back a little bit later, probably tomorrow, and I'll probably do that tomorrow, which will probably do like 2 or 3 podcasts tomorrow, and I'll do that. I know I'm gonna do NXT tomorrow. All right, guys. Let me go up here, check out Alma Clark. All right, my girl Alma says, "What's up, Harry and Christopher? How are you doing this evening?" I am doing pretty good. Resting up some, watching Dynamite. All right, Alma, glad that you're doing pretty good. Yeah, Christopher Burton is still at work. Chris, man, him being a manager there, I mean, hey, it's a double-edged sword, and they are losing help like crazy. I feel bad for him. Wow, that's all I really got to say. Hopefully, he'll be able to make it on for a little while tonight. This coming weekend for Bash at Berlin, I'll have Jim Rogers on with me. Christopher Burton won't be on for that show, but he'll be doing No Mercy with me on for NXT the next day. But I will be doing Bash at Berlin, guys. Hey, look, I'm gonna be watching some football too, but I will do that podcast. I'll probably watch football a little bit later on today. I don't know what time my college, my school plays, but hey, it doesn't matter. We still gonna do that Bash at Berlin. All right, Ray says, hello, Harry and Chris, let's go. Is on AEW. Yes, sir. All right, let me see if I can get this thing on here a little bit better as far as I can see. Greetings, Harry. Max says, greetings, Harry, and Straight Up Wrestling Universe. I'm here for the conglomeration. All right, conglomeration. I hear you, man. They're going to be conglomerating, Ray. They're going to get themselves together, man. Slugging it out. Should have known. I'm for Hangman Adam Page in this match, guys. Hangman is doing his thing lately. I like it. All right, AJ Skills. Hey, Harry, AEW Dynamite live tonight. Plus, Jon Moxley just showed up tonight. Yes, he did. Also, Ricochet have his first match later on in AEW Dynamite. Yeah, on AEW Dynamite. Yes, he does, AJ. He'll be wrestling Kyle Fletcher. I wish that wasn't his first match. I wish it wasn't. You know, Kyle Fletcher is a very good opponent. even though I think Ricochet's going to win it, I don't think they should have started Ricochet off with a match like that. Start him off, man, with somebody that's really low on the totem pole. Hey, even if you have to bring in somebody, bring in a local or whatever, start him off that way. I wouldn't have started him off with Kyle Fletcher, guys. That's just me. I would have waited about 2 or 3 weeks to put him in a match like that. Even though that's kind of like a mid-caliber match, you could basically say it's a high-caliber match because of Kyle Fletcher's name. But yeah, I would have started him off. I would have pulled somebody out of a Ring of Honor or something. Hey, let him go ahead and have a field day on one of those guys, and then bring him up against guys like Kyle Fletcher and things like that, and have him knock those guys out of the box. That's what I would have done, guys. So. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Let me check out a few things here, guys, over on Facebook. Make sure I get everything going and share this thing over there. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in. And as you come in, guys, you know what to do, man. I don't have to ask you guys. Go ahead and hit that like button, whatever platform you're on. Go ahead and hit the like button. Share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. If you're over on Facebook, if you're here on YouTube, you hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, ding, 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 so you know when we're on like times like these. And if you over on Twitch, you do the same thing over on Twitch. We're live on Twitch as you do here on YouTube, guys. Straight up. What in the world is that? Oh, Afraid. Some movie called Afraid. Okay. Well, actually, I got to reset. I know my son is going to go crazy, man, because anytime I meant to do it last night. I'm going to have to reset my cable, but my internet, man, my Wi-Fi. I'm going to have to reset it. But anytime I do it, like say my son, he goes crazy, autistic, and man, he really depends on the internet. He loves to stay, his computer staying on and everything, but he just freaks out. Or if the TV goes off, this thing something wrong, he just freaks out. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. I meant to do it last night. Needs a refreshing. And this new Adam Page, this unhinged Adam Page, I love it. Definitely love him, man. That Joker's putting in some work. I like what I see. That's one of Chris' favorite wrestlers right there, Ishii, man. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. I see you got more comments here. All right, Will Rally Sport. Haven't seen you in a while, Will Rally Sport. How you doing, man? Will Rally Sport says, hi, Harry. Hi, chat. My man, Rally Sport is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you, mate. All right, let's see. All right, nice clothesline right there. Lariat from, I'm not going to call that a lariat, man. He got a clothesline there. He didn't get that fully extended for it to be a lariat. But everything that he does, I know they want to call it a lariat. But it's not. All right, Rally says, hi, AJ, Mag, Ray. All right. All right, Alma Clark says, what's up, Ray and Mag? Now, are you all doing this weekend? Well, hopefully everybody will be doing this weekend. Everybody be doing Bash at the Berlin. All right, Rally Sports says, looking forward to seeing Ricochet versus Cal Fletcher and Jamie Hayter. Yeah, I'm happy Jamie Hayter is back. Most definitely back. Good stuff. Yes, I love Jamie Hayter. Love Jamie Hayter. Straight up. Alma Clark says, "What's up, AJ Scales? Let's see. How are you this evening? B90. Oh, hey man, Adam Page. That's nice. Coming flying off with that clothesline off that top turnbuckle right there. That's nice. I'm glad he called that a clothesline because that's exactly what that was. So I know every time that he puts a clothesline on, they want to call it a lariat when it's not. Let's see. All right. Rally says there's 3 pay-per-views in 3 days. If you don't know, Friday TNA pay-per-view. Wow. Okay. Emergency Saturday Bash in Berlin. Sunday NXT No Mercy. Crazy. Yes. No doubt, man. That's a lot of wrestling right there, Will Rally Sport. Let me get this. Let me see. Let me get this. Line here. All right, Preem Orion says new theme, new character, and attitude for Mox. Okay, that was a little interesting, but random. That's true. That's true, Preem. I appreciate you coming in, rocking with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. But yeah, you straight up. I mean that was a little different for John Moxley, but yeah, it is interesting. And we'll see how it turns out. We definitely will see how it turns out. All right, Alma Clark says the pit bull is the king of the chest chops. Oh snap, B90. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Well, Ishii, wow, man. This dude here just coming forward, stopping the impact, lessening the impact of the forearms from Heyman Adam Page. And Heyman Adam Page just got knocked down, guys. He got, hey, Ishii delivered it, man. He delivered his forearm and just put the man down flat. Crazy. AJ Scale says, Harry, the new AEW champion, Bryan Danielson, will be in the ring later on tonight. Okay. Oh, nice suplex right there from Ishii. Nice German, man. Wow. Man, he tried to take Adam Page through the mat. All right, my man Liam Oliver's in the house. What's up, Liam? Haven't seen you in a little bit too. All right, man. Glad that you're here, brother. What's up, Harry? Mox going for Angry Mox, bring in MVP as manager. Hurt Syndicate take down AEW roster and Tony Khan, Lashley pop up. Oh my gosh, man! Wow, John Moxley being part of the Hurt Syndicate, that will be very interesting if he's in there with Bobby Lashley and whoever else they decide to bring in, MVP. Man, wow, that'd be very interesting. So we'll see. Man, I love that. I love that. And you know what? That will tell me that MVP is having a lot of influence over Tony Khan. Those guys are bringing in ideas and Tony Khan is actually listening. Because to tell you the truth, he really don't listen to many people. So I would love to see that. Because, Tony Khan, he had to listen to other people, man, to pretty much help bring this thing back up the way it needs to get to. Bryan Danielson, man, hopefully he has a very successful run. I'm not really I'm not really a Bryan Danielson fan like that, but I'm hoping that he has a successful run, and I hope he, maybe ends up. Let's see, what we're in August, we're going to September. Yeah, I think for the next 4 months he should have the title. If he doesn't, either lose it at the end of the year or right at the beginning of next year, but he should hold it for the next 4 months or so, in my opinion, at least 4 to 5 months. Give him a decent reign, man. Hey, and let it roll out. That is crazy. All right, AJ Scale says, I'm good, Arnold Clark. All right, my classmate, one of my best friends of all time is in the house. Let's see. Wait a minute. I think I just skipped him. What in the world? Okay. Maybe I was mistaken. I thought I seen Sammy Malone. Okay. All right. John Smith says, wait a minute. Okay, I missed Preem comment. No, I did not. I don't think so. Oh, there's my man Sammy Malone says, where's Chris? Chris is at work, Sam. Sammy, Chris is at work, man. Let me make sure I get all these comments here. Yeah, I had got Preem. Only one I see from Preem so far is new theme, new character, and attitude for Mox. Okay, that was a little interesting, but random. That's what I got from Preem. All right, if I missed anything else, definitely put that down here for me. Liam Oliver. Girl Alma Clark says, I'm doing pretty good so far. Still feeling tired and weak from the heat and low blood glucose. Okay, going to the doctor tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon. Be 90. Okay, Alma. Praying for you, and hopefully you bring that up. Definitely got to keep that up. All right, Liam Oliver says, wait a minute. Okay. Liam said, I've been said it. Tony Khan needs legends in his ear, yes, to help him build storyline and character development, like Dustin Rhodes, MVP, Billy Gunn, Paul Wright is on Ring of Honor as GM. Okay. All right, my man, John Smith says, hey, yo, how are you, Harry? I'm doing pretty good, John Smith. Glad that you're in, my brother. All right, Liam Oliver says, Jerry Lynn, Dean Malenko. Okay, yeah, yep. All right, John Smith says, I don't remember seeing any Cowboys wearing tassels like that. Hangman, I hear you. Okay, Liam Oliver says, Preem said, holy snap, Harry, holy shit. Okay, man, all right. I didn't see that. Thank you, Liam. All right, my man Preem says, sup, Harry, holy snap. Wait a minute. What if leads to Mox bringing Shane McMahon? Woo! Yeah, be an Eric Bischoff type. With Shane, Mox, Omega, and two-man guy takeover. AEW calls Moxine mad. Yeah, calls Moxine mad. Yeah. Look, man, the way Mox is talking, like, hey, something different is about to happen. Wow. And he said, this is not your company anymore. So is Shane's going to come in there and shake things up? Hey, we'll see. That'd be great for AEW if that actually happened, because we know that happens. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Vince is involved, man. If that happens, Vince is involved. That's the only other way that I can see Shane McMahon being involved. Straight up. I mean, that is the reason why he would come and be involved with AEW, be involved with wrestling, period. Because I think he's happy doing what he was doing, just excuse me, guys, just being a businessman. But guys, we'll see. All right, my man Matt says hello. Hang it there, my sister. Yes, sir. Excuse me, guys. Man, this match is turning out to be pretty good. Let's get it. Ishii is just tough, guys. Just tough. Remind me of a short, small Brute Menard, George the Animal Steel character, guys. A smaller, those guys was bigger than him, but Brute Menard and George the Animal Steel basically the same guy, you ask me. I know a lot of you guys probably know of George the Animal Steel. Some of you guys don't know who Brute Menard is. I know the veterans like me and Mag and Alma Clark probably know who Brute Menard is, but some of the rest of you probably don't know or haven't, don't remember him or anything like that. But Brute Menard and George the Animal Steel, you see those two, they both look alike. They pretty much look like the same character, but Ishii pretty much remind me of those guys. Man, Hangman Adam Page is, oh man, he's a whole different. It's a whole different ball game with him. Working this character that he's working now. I mean, the same character, but he's unhinged, guys. He's different. Oh, okay, clothesline, nice clothesline. As Ishii ran into that clothesline there. Boom. Goodness sake. Wow. This could end up being a 3-star match, guys. It continues to go like this. Let's see what happens here. Oh, nice, lariat. Man, I had it at 2.7, okay? 2.7, that constitutes a 2.5 stars, which is good, but, man, I'm between that 2.7. If it rolls over to 2.8, man, that's 3 stars. Guys, I'm going to give it 3 stars, man. It was tough. Both guys tough. Both of these guys, they put in some serious work. So, wow. Yeah, I'm going to have to roll. I'm definitely going to have to roll with that 3 stars on that. That was good. That was good. That was really good. Tough, hard-hitting contest there. All right, my man Sammy said before he says where's Chris, he said, "Hey, what's up, dog? My homie." Yep, no doubt, man. Me and Sammy go back like babies and pacifiers, but that's my man from school. All right, from school, just friend, hey, hang out in the neighborhood, go to parties together and everything at my house. All right, let's see. What the heck? I came out here to look you in your face and tell you that I feel sorry for you. You're the one that's become a petulant little child. And with every tirade and tantrum that you throw, you get further and further away from success and now get closer to it. Make no mistake about it. I may not have a world championship belt around my waist right now, but I will always be referred to as a world champion. And this will always be whose house? And in regards to that, you fail. You listen to me. You listen to me. You are not a champion. You're not a champion. You're not a world champion. You're not a champion of anything. You are a piece of shit. Oh my gosh, man. Wow. Wow. You broke into my home. You wrestled me 3 times, and you could never, ever beat me on your own. The first time, it took Prince Nana. The second time, it took Prince Nana and Brian Cage. And the third time, you had 30 minutes, and you couldn't do it. You're not as good as me. Man. He's got a point. But I do think Swerve is just as good as Adam Page. Both of them are very good. I don't know if I go in a steel cage match with a man as mad as doggone Adam Page. And I do understand Swerve pissed too. Hmm.
I drove 10 minutes up the road that morning. I went to your house.
Oh, gosh.
This is a place that I know very, very well, amen. And I parked out in front. I waited till that morning. You know what I saw? I saw you escorting your pregnant wife down the stairs.
Man, come on now.
That's the man that Hangman Page was supposed to be. That's also why I realized something that I don't need to focus on Hangman Page. I don't need to focus on the World Championship. I need to be focused on being the best in the world by being the best that AEW has to offer, and that's exactly what I did. And mark my words, it will happen again.
All right, Preem says, and Mox is mad. Darby wins and also didn't say nothing on Pac, joined with his friends. That was interesting, Harry. That's true, Preem, no doubt. AJ Scale says, hey, Harry, do you think MJF will show up on AEW tonight since he lost his AEW championship at AEW All-In pay-per-view? I'm not sure, AJ Scales. They really don't. With this right here happening right now between Heyman and Swerve, MJF really don't need to show up tonight. I'll wait till next week. But if he shows up, that's cool too. Everything's timing. Everything's timing.
Better yet, kind of show your kids what you're going to be.
All right, Man Madam says, hey, Will Rally Sport. Hey, Ray. John Smith says, I'm sorry, but anything AEW and announcements haven't been so too exciting. I'm not going to hold my breath. I hear you, John Smith. I hear you. You can't. You can't. And this right here, this was okay. I like it. I'll give it thumbs up to this face-off right here. But I think it should have happened later on. I understand John Moxley, not John Moxley, but Hangman Adam Page just got finished with his match. And, you know, they took the opportunity right there. But I would have did this later. I would have had, actuality, I would have had Swerve come out and have a little conversation himself with Tony Schiavone or somebody and talk about losing the title and everything. Then have Adam Page come out and, you know, those guys confront each other and talk about AEW All In. Like I said, everything as far as in this business go, man. And, you know, hey, I don't know everything, man. You know, there's no doubt about that. But from, you know, my experience as far as watching, and, yeah, I do a little booking and everything, in my opinion, is just all about timing. How you got to think about how people perceive your show, how people are going to look at your show. You know, that right there was just a little too early. You have two former world champions here, and they're both great, man. They're both very important. So what you want to have is you want to have heat. You want to build up a firestorm before you put those two together, you know, so they can face off with each other. But, you know, hey, you lose that opportunity when you do something too early. So, hey, we'll see how everything turns out with this, you know, either that by putting it by after the fourth match. I think that's where they should have put it, or they should have put it right at the beginning of the show and let those two guys go off on each other. That would have been good, but that was not the way they did it. Well, the beginning of the show was Paige versus Ishii, but I'm talking about having them talk before that match. Having them talk, and then there was another match. Adam Page comes and wrestled later on in the night. That would have been a better scenario if you asked me. Like I say, everything is timing, and the way fans, people, us as the consumer is going to watch, perceive your content. There's no doubt about that. It's very important. Very important. I mean, that determines your ratings, man. It really does. If people are going to stay for your show or not, all that rolls into your ratings. All right, Max says that guy needs at least 20 more pounds of hair on his body to be George the Animal Steel. Laugh out loud. That's exactly true. That's exactly true, Mag. Oh my gosh. All right, John Smith says that match took too long. Fans started falling asleep. Yeah, it did take too long. I will say that, John Smith, and that's the reason I gave it 3 stars. It kept going on and on and on. So they built themselves up to a 3-star match, and that happens sometimes. But, they did do enough to make it 3 stars. All right, Mag Magnum says 3 stars for the opening match. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm with you on that, Mag, 100%. Liam Oliver, yeah, I remember George the Animal Steel, Harry. Okay, Liam Oliver, cool. Liam says, Harry, how you feel about Ishii as a wrestler? He's okay, man. He's mid to me. He's okay. Chris, man, not too many people Chris will put over him. Chris love him. He's the top 5 guy to Chris. But, to me, he's just okay. Very tough guy. Somebody that you love to have around because this guy's going to do whatever it takes to entertain the crowd, man. Hey, not gonna do a lot of selling. But, hey, man, that it is what it is. He's always been like that. Especially since he got older. I'm not gonna say that when he was younger he wasn't like that, and that's been a while back when he first started. All right, Jamie Hayter out here, guys. I really like Jamie Hayter. She looks different to me, man. She looks different. Lost some weight and everything. So, man. But yeah, I'm happy to see her back. She's very, very talented. All right, John Smith, is it me or do the AEW stars love cussing just to get crowd reactions? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, John Smith. That's what they do. That's what they do. And I'm just like, it's a little too much sometimes. It really is, and I hate it for them that they think that's what's going to get them over. That's what's going to bring them out into get them a bigger audience in the mainstream. It's not going to happen. People don't care about that anymore. Back when, they trying to be like the Attitude Era, back then, of course, the general population, a lot of vulgar talk and things like that was out there, man. But to see a lot of it on TV the way you see it today, it wasn't happening unless you was watching, cable television. And yeah, a lot of course, Attitude Era, Monday Night Raw was on cable television. But still, on cable television, WTBS, and things like that carried the wrestling shows, you really didn't see that until the Attitude Era popped up, and then you had a lot of that help bring in more fans. But it wasn't just that; it was the exciting wrestling, it was the exciting storylines, and a lot of people that came in, a lot of the casual fans. I'm not even gonna say really casual fans. Wrestling made a mark with the general public, man. But the bottom line is, what people are mistaken, what people are not seeing is the general public, even people that never watch wrestling. They knew who Hulk Hogan was. They knew who he was. They knew who Ric Flair was. They knew who Dusty Rhodes was. They knew who Randy Macho Man Savage was. Those guys was household names. They knew these people. They knew Sting. He was a household name. Those those wrestlers had household names, guys. Just like somebody in tennis that you normally don't watch. I mean, hey, everybody didn't watch tennis back in the day, but John McEnroe was a household name, guys. Everybody didn't watch hockey, but Wayne Gretzky was a household name. So, wrestling Hulk Hogan, that name is so big. Ric Flair, that name is so big. Those guys are household names. So everybody in the general public already knew that name, even if they never had seen them before. And they came over. And then, of course, most of them had seen Hulk Hogan. I mean, he was doing movies and stuff like that, did a lot of commercials. Randy Macho Man Savage was doing commercials, but everybody had heard of Ric Flair. You heard that name somewhere before. And people came in to see those guys, man, and see what all the fuss was about. You know, hey, why is these guys fighting? Why is all this drama going on with the NWO, the Four Horsemen? And, you know, even though the Horsemen wasn't what it was before, you know, they still came over there and seen to this, hey, this big old NWO conglomerate that was popping up, could beat up on the, beat up on Flair and all those guys, man. So, and then you look over on the Attitude Era, which, you know, they really didn't have stars. They had to build stars. Now, Stunning Steve Austin, hey, it doesn't matter what anybody say. I know Chris really didn't pay attention to him. People might say, hey, he was born in WCW, but he was a star, guys. He was a star in WCW, mostly low key, but his stardom had rose when him and Brian Pillman had got together, became the Hollywood Blondes. His stardom had really started to rise, and then he went up to ECW. Then he ended up in WWE, the WWF at that time, and everything just took off from there. You had The Rock, man, who they really pushed, and he really captured the imagination of the country, with his promo skills and everything. And, they pushed him out there as this, they used his uncle, not uncle, but his grandfather, Chief Peter Maivia, and, they built it off of that. I'm not saying everybody knew Chief Peter Maivia was, but, if you watched it, they built a legendary status of Chief Peter Maivia. Wow, 1 star, guys. How in the world can she beat Holly Cameron that quick? Holly Cameron is a great wrestler, man. No. But I give it 1 star. Okay, Jamie Hayter, love you, but it should have been more opposition to that. She ran roughshod over Holly Cameron, and hey, I'm not with all that. Straight up. Wow. But yeah, it's kind of like when I was growing up and, basketball, NBA basketball was on a time delay. They didn't show it live a lot on TV. ABA used to play, and that's what the red, white, and blue basketball, the ABA. And you didn't get to see all of Dr. J's games, all of Julius Erving. Dr. J was the Michael Jordan back in that time, back in the 70s. And he had a legendary status because you didn't see all his games, and you did not get to see all the highlights because we didn't have an ESPN. We didn't have a 24-hour, news station that was dedicated to sports. So you did not get to see all the highlights back then. So it was people would talk about him and talk about the exploits that happened in the games. People talked about Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar about, certain games that they played. Dave, Rick Barry, Rick Barry and people like that. Pistol Pete Maverick, those great basketball players, and a lot of it was legendary. It was a legendary status because you never saw it. You never got to see it. So that's what made them legends, because you didn't get to see it. And then when you finally saw them and you saw how great it was, you're like, wow. But hey, even though Michael Jordan became a legend, Larry Bird is a legend, Magic Johnson is a legend, you can go back into YouTube and you see everything that they done. Everything. We saw that in the 80s when I was a teenager. We saw everything that they was doing. So it was a little different. But, Dr. J, you will hear about Dr. J, man, hitting 38 points, 44 points. His exploits in college, man, him jumping up, people like, I forgot the guy's name, Henry Manigault, or what, jumping up and grabbing a quarter off the backboard. That was legendary stuff, man, for people that wasn't there.
No matter what I do,
I like Roger Strong and I like Chris Jericho. Well, these guys are weird, man. They acted pretty weird, far off the characters that they ran with for so long. Years. Okay. Jericho's being a little different here right now, guys. Now it ain't been all silly. God almighty. Keep David, man, or whatever his name is. Hey, not the bounty hunter no more. I forgot what he calling him. That was kind of hilarious, man. That was kind of funny. All right, John Smith there. AJ, I want you to hit me. No problem. All right, AJ Skills. Hey, Harry, I have a good feeling that Mercedes and Dr. Britt Baker may both show up tonight on AEW. Plus, their rivalry is far from over tonight. Well, it doesn't need to be over. Doesn't need to be over. They need to build something off of that. Really wasn't that strong what they did at All In. It really was not that strong, guys. So we'll see. They're gonna have to really do some major stuff to build on that. Gonna say, man, it's hot up in here. I'm out there. It's cool now, but I came out from outside and it was hot outside. I'm still hot from coming in here because look, I put hot stuff on my food, man. I had zesty sauce for my onion rings, and I put horseradish sauce on my doggone chicken sandwich. So I'm hot. I'm still hot inside my body, guys. It's kind of funny, but it made the stuff taste a lot better, guys. Straight up. John Smith said, "Is it me, or do AEW stars love cussing just to get crowd reactions?" Okay, I got that one. All right, let's see. John Smith, didn't they learn that if you save the cussing for big moments like WWE, The Rock did for WrestleMania, it means more not on a weekly promo every week? That's true, John Smith. That's true. I don't think they have. It just I've been to indie shows, guys, and on every one of our indie shows, man, we've had people to try to get out there, and they let words slip or whatever. And I say, hey, me and Chris will be right there. We'll go right up there to the ring. We'll sneak up or whatever. Try not to be too obvious. We'll say, watch that cussing, watch, and wrestlers, they'll look at us like, okay, But yeah, man, it just, you don't have to have it. Look, make it be about your wrestling, and when you do cuss, it's because you're really just pissed off, and it might be something that slipped. You might have 3-4 promos on this person, and then you might just cuss one day because you're just really mad. But when you just do it all the time to try to get that special effect or whatever, and to get reactions out of people, just in thinking that you're gonna get more eyes on the product or whatever, or just you're gonna bring them back with that, it's not good. You're dependent on that, and that's not good at all. All right, my man Mag says, Hater brought it, but I have to give it 1.5 stars. Yeah, she did bring it, Mag. When I think about it, 1.5 stars, I can roll with that. Because I had it like 1.2, or almost 1.3, so 1.5 stars, I can roll with that. I'm with you on that. 1.5. Let's go ahead and roll 1.5 stars on that. All right, my man John said, did you watch Dave Meltzer have a meltdown? No, I didn't, John. No, I didn't. I know he did, but no, I did not watch that. I might have to check that out. Thank you for saying that, John. I will go check that out after the show, actually. Yeah, Dave Meltzer, man, I just don't know. I think he's trying too hard. He just tries too hard to keep his name out there in the news or whatever, or tries too hard to please. Man, tries too hard to please Tony Khan or something. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, Brian Keith. Okay, that's right then. I got it right. All right, Mag. Thank you, sir. Oh, did I say Brian David? I don't know if I said Brian David or Brian Keith. But yeah, Brian Keith, the bounty hunter or whatever they calling him today. I don't know. I knew they said something, they changed it or whatever. But guys, I see my eyes are still looking sleepy, man. Last podcast, my eyes were just looking really sleepy. I'm kind of like woke up a little bit. But yeah, I've been kind of like, not getting this. I got some sleep last night. But man, not as much as far as the week. I think when we was on Monday night, I only had a few hours of sleep. And I was just like, woo. And I'm talking about for a couple of days there. So, yeah, I'm looking a little sleepy here. But I'm not, though. Well, I need to shave after I get off here. I'm going to get my hair cut and everything. I don't know if I'm going to go and get my hair cut or go ahead and cut it myself. My favorite barbershop, the one that I grew up with, they was closed the other day. They look like they've been closed for a while now. I'm talking to my mom, talking to my brother. I'm like, wow, and that's where I used to get my haircut when I was a kid. And they wouldn't sell to the city. Where they at is some high price real estate, very high, very high. And I know for that spot, that distinguished gentleman too, where that barbershop is at. I'm sure they offered him I know they offered him $1 million for the spot, and that was years ago. But they decided not to sell, and they kept offering them a little more. But I think they probably went ahead and offered them enough to where they decided, hey, okay, we're going up and leave here. But that's a family-owned barbershop, been there for decades, guys. Hey, back to the 60s or 50s, I think, something like that. But hey, I grew up with those guys, man, and and their dads and their grandfathers, all those guys were still cutting hair when I was growing up and going there in the 70s and 80s. And I'm sure I went there in the 60s too, back when I was a kid, and getting my first few haircuts, because I remember going back there ever since I was 3, 4 years. I can remember up to 3 years on up, that I was going over there.
My American citizenship.
Dude, you are tripping. This dude is tripping, man.
I will no longer be associated with this garbage country.
Oh, wow.
The only part of this place that matters is the most magical place in the world, known as Plainview, Long Island, New York. I also denounce each and every single one of you so-called fans who show me no respect. After everything I have done for this company, for you, for this sport, I am sick of allowing you people to live in lies. We all know that this company without MJF is a circus. And speaking of circus acts, Will Ospreay.
I feel that belt is going to be flip flop, man. They're gonna it's going to go back and forth. This is something that they can build on big time. But I don't know if they'll continue it on, because you're going to have something better in Will Ospreay and Ricochet hooking up. They have some great matches in New Japan.
I have no doubt that one day you are going to come this close to winning the greatest prize in this sport, in just as you are about to etch your name in the history books. I am going to cut you out at the knees with a smile on my face.
Hopefully it's not like last week. 25 minutes, man. They say it was 25 minutes. That was ridiculous. Now, Will comes out here, we know it's going to happen.
The scum of the earth, a little child that I tried to help, a fool who wasn't intelligent enough to realize it. Daniel Garcia, you bum! If you show your face in my company ever again, I am going to enjoy.
Goodness sake. Wow. Oh, wow. God almighty, man. Okay, I figure these two gonna go at it at All In. What in the world? Well, they ain't putting the boost to him, man. They gonna Daniel back at MJF. Putting the boost to him, man. This is wow. God almighty. Wow. All right, Max says, thank you, Daniel. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I ended up taking it out. Thank you, Daniel, for shutting MJF up. Yeah, laugh out loud. I give it a thumbs up because of that. But Daniel Garcia is still trying to get at it, man. Wow. And MJF act like he wants to get away. Wow. Man, this is crazy. I get that segment a thumbs up.
Hey, Max, I know you're looking for that Dynamite diamond ring of yours. Let me tell you where it's at. I pawned it off in Buffalo, New York for a round trip to London to run the biggest moment of your life.
No, wow.
You thought what I did to you all in was bad, right? You thought that was bad? You know what's bad? Having your mother watching you wheeled out in a stretcher and the biggest night of your life. That's bad. That's what's bad. No remorse for your ass, boy. Ruining your life is all I do. It is my obsession. That's ruining your life. It's my fetish. And I talked to Tony Khan right down the road in Chicago, Illinois. MJF versus Daniel Garcia and All Out. Beating you in a match is not enough for me. I won't feel fulfilled until I pick you up, drop you on your head, and break your neck. And if there's anybody else on this planet that cares about you at all, they're gonna have to watch and suffer with you.
Wow. Wow. All right, this is a little too much, guys. I like it, but it's a little too much. I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a thumbs up. And Daniel Garcia did save it. But yeah, just a little too much, guys. A little too much. Took up a good portion of the program, but hey, I can roll with it, man. I can roll with it. I see what they're doing and how they building this thing up for all out. All I can really say is this, hey, what in the world? Is this gonna be Ricochet? You really don't have to do this. He's here tonight. You can if you like. Okay, I would show this right before his match. That's what I would like. Right before his match, and then have him come out, boom, with the music explosion, boom, and then take him into the match with Kyle Fletcher. John Smith said it's his fetish. I hear you, John Smith. Alma says I'm sticking his Bentley and the dinner. I'm stealing his Bentley and his dinner money. MJL big baby. I hear you, Alma. Like I said, I would have had that right before his match, guys. That's what I would have done. All right, Hook got his belt back. This guy has fallen into a Orange Cassidy type deal. This what when I see him, I think of Orange Cassidy, and they just pushing him, putting him out, just putting him out here. John, hey, Orange Cassidy, guys. Now I think of Orange Cassidy is Hook. The only thing I really say, I don't hate him like Chris do. He's okay. My thing is this: what I don't, I can't really say I care about him that much no more. I did like him when he first came out, but I didn't think he should have been where they actually put him at. As far as they built him up like he was the king. Hey, that was going to be his status. He was going to be a world champion. But I will say this: Tony Khan missed the boat on that kid, man. He really did, because he was grabbing mainstream popularity, guys. He was getting that general pop, that general population checking him out, interested in him, and most of it was girls. But hey, either way it go, bring in as many people as you can to be consumers of your product, guys. Whatever way you can, too. All right, Digital Apple. What's going on, Digital Apple? Says Jew B's fears destructor. Make sure I get that right, man. Gooby fears destructor. Okay. All right, my man Paul Sable is in the house. Paul Sable says, laugh out loud. You see, Harry, Tony Khan don't care about Ricochet. That's true, man. That's true. I mean, you can tell already they don't know how to book him, and it's sad. All right, Digital Apple says Dan Hayden is the worst AEW wrestler, and Gooby fears destructor. Okay, y'all, Dan, you call Jamie Hayter. Oh, who's calling this Dan Hayden? All right, Max says Hook's interest music almost sound like the Gap Band's Outstanding. That's true. That's true. It does. When I think about it, Mag, it sure does. All right, Digital, man. My man Digital Apple says, thoughts on Danhausen and Goobier's fears destructor. Thoughts on Danhausen, I really don't have much thought on him. I think Danhausen is good long as Danhausen is a non-participant in the ring. As far as outside of the ring and doing all his shenanigans and things like that as a comedy act, I definitely like him. As far as getting in the ring every now and then, maybe against somebody of his caliber, but getting in there with a top tier wrestler, no, I'm not in for that. I don't really care about that. But hey, as far as his presence, I do like that. All right, Alma Clark said it only if only Hook was 25 years older, I would date him. Alma Clark says, I hear you, Alma. FM says, yeah, man, Jinder Mahal had mentioned Hook months back as well. Definitely missed the boat, just like with Wardlow. Yes, sir, FM. Appreciate you coming in, FM, rocking with Straight Up Wrestling Show. And everybody, as you come in, definitely before you roll out, hit that like button. I appreciate FM coming in. I appreciate Digital Album coming in. Always Magnum, my man Paul Sable, Alma Clark, AJ Scales, Ray Underwood, everybody that's already here. We definitely appreciate you. And there's a few more in here right now. Definitely appreciate each and every one of you. But yeah, FM is right, man. They should have, they should have hit that, should have hit the mark with Wardlow too. And I've talked about that plenty of times myself. That Wardlow, they messed him up, and hey, Wardlow shouldn't hang his head at all and think that hey, he just don't have it. It's not him. It's all about booking, man. And that's what I was talking about. Me and Chris have talked about it. When these guys when these guys, as far as these wrestlers, all the way down to the indies, from the WWE all the way down to the indies, man, when you go and you sign with a promoter, a booker, you putting your career in these guys' hands, man, and it's no joke. It's no joke. And like I said before, it's one thing I used to love about the indies. You could trust these promoters. If you was hot somewhere else in the country, they make sure you stay hot. And, they built you up in other places. They knew how to do it. Very rare you will see somebody that was very good in a certain part of the country go somewhere else and just flop off. They would at least have them middle card or upper middle card or something like that. If he didn't go to another territory and become a champion, he still stayed in high regard, and I love that. Alma said Hook is the FTW champion, but I'm the bootylicious baddie, Bay B90 truck. I hear you, B90. I hear you, Alma. Big Bill. Wow, Mark. Woo! Mark unloading on the big man. Hey, Marky Briscoe. Hey, we know he's got the experience, man. He done took on big guys plenty times. He's not phased at all from what Big Bill is doing. Goodness sake, what an uppercut right there from Big Bill. Mark Briscoe took the chance, he went ahead and took that as a chance to get at Brian Keith, Chris Jericho, and Roger Strong, man. That's so cool. Okay, now they all going at it. All right, a lot of action going on, guys. Man, Hook right now, man, he taking it to a Roger Strong. Mark Briscoe over there with Jericho. No. Mark Briscoe, let's see. Okay, yeah. Mark Briscoe with Jericho. Keith David, it's Keith Adam. What's his name? Keith, whatever his name is. Again. He was pretty much rocking it out with goodness sake, man. Jake, what is his name? I can't remember his name now. I'm getting a little confused here. Goodness. He needs protection that goes beyond. Dove men with 72-hour protection and 1/4 moisturizer. All right, FM says back in the 80s, territory folks could get their shine all over. Yes. It's a shame how Vince basically monopolized the business for much of the time. I miss the World Class Championship Wrestling days. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, FM. Those were great days there. Those were great days. Those were great days. Yeah, World Class Championship Wrestling, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling. Man, class of the territories, guys. Florida Championship Wrestling was great, too. Memphis was great. A lot of great territories. A lot of them. But, yeah, you heard about one thing that kept the territories really running smooth and running good in their storylines and the way they carried across the country is because of the wrestling magazine, guys. The wrestling magazine did it for wrestling, and they kept the feuds going. They would showcase those feuds in those wrestling mags, and everybody wondered what was going on. But they used to prolong. A lot of the companies would prolong them because it got into the national news by getting into the wrestling magazine. And those wrestling magazines always was placed very strategically in grocery stores, man, grocery stores or wherever they was put at. But yeah, they really knew how to advertise wrestling back in the day. Even though, like I say, if you wasn't watching it, you might be going through a line or whatever, and you might see Bruno Sammartino on the cover. You might see Ric Flair on the cover. You might see Mil Mascaris on the cover, and Dusty Rhodes on the cover. Andre the Giant, and I say these guys' names because they was on the cover more than anybody back in the 70s and 80s. It was basically Ric Flair, Bruno Sammartino, Dusty Rhodes, Mil Mascaris. Those was the four mainstays, and then you did have Andre the Giant on a lot of covers too. Ernie the Cat Ladd. You know, he was on a lot of covers. Jerry the King Lawler was on a lot of covers. So, you know, you had a lot of respect for guys like that. Ricky Steamboat was on a lot of covers with Jay Youngblood, the Anderson brothers, pretty much. Number one, Paul Jones, Chief Wahoo McDaniel was on a lot of covers. Let's see. Ivan Pusky, Pedro Morales, those guys was on a pretty good bit of covers. So yeah, Nick Botwinkle, Vern Gagne, they was on a lot of covers too. But yeah, you knew a lot of these guys around the country because of what the wrestling magazines put out about them and said about them. They gave really good descriptions of them. So when you saw them, you felt you already knew them, and you knew their wrestling style. You saw by pictures and things, and what you perceived in your mind usually was correct, and what you heard, what people told you about these guys. Because any city that you lived in, I'm sure you probably ran across people that actually saw them. And I got to saw a lot of them because, like, say, my cousin had that big, huge. My uncle had that big, huge satellite dish in his yard. And back then, I'm not talking about like these direct TV satellite dishes. I'm talking about what you see at your local TV station. Them gigantic satellites, and it was free back then, guys. They didn't charge for all those channels. That people getting around that. But yeah, they had wrestling from all over the world, so you got to see a lot of territories. So it was very interesting, very good back then. Nice jump insecurity right there from Mark Briscoe. It's a match all over the place, guys. That's all I really got to say about it. Mark Briscoe with a nice boot. Take out Big Bill. Chris Jericho goes flying. Man, Ralph Macchio, man, the Karate Kid. Mark Briscoe right there. Danielson. Man, Keith David, man. That just Keith, what is his name? I think that's his name. I mean Brian Keith. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, nice chops by Roger Strong. All right, Philip Bowers, my man Philip Bowers said Road Warriors. Yes, sir. Yeah, Philip, they was on a lot of wrestling covers too. A lot of wrestling magazines, Philip. My man Philip Bowers, man. Hey, talk about somebody that go back, man. Me and Philip, we go back a long ways, guys. A long ways. Just put it that way. We both in our now a little bit past our mid-50s, guys. So we're both a little past our mid-50s. And, we go back to our teenage days, man, my man, Philip Bowers. Appreciate you coming in, Philip. All right, FM says, dang, that's cool, man. All right, yeah. All right, let's see. FM says, Keith David didn't he play with Roddy Piper and They Live? Yeah, he did. I don't know why I'm calling him Keith David, but Brian Keith, man. Keith David. Well, you know what? Keith David was a pretty big man. I mean, he's still a big man, but was pretty built back in his heyday, man. Back in his prime when he was earlier days, pretty muscled up and everything. He would have been a good wrestler. Speaking of wrestling, speaking of Hollywood types who probably could have wrestled, Keith David probably would have been one of those guys who could have done that. All right, Roger Strong, man, that was nice. Okay, you're Cal O'Reilly. That's Cal O'Reilly. Okay, Cal O'Reilly. Okay, nice sidewall suplex. Boom, Big Bill comes and put a stop to that. Yeah, Mag, thank you for that, Brian Keefe again. I had to look back at your other comment to get it. I don't know why in the world I always get his name. Since he changed it from Bounty Hunter, it just threw me. I was used to connecting the Bounty Hunter with Keith Hunter. I don't know why he calls himself the Bounty Hunter, because nobody collects bounties no more. Nobody puts bounties on wrestlers' heads like back in the day. Okay. Nice shoulder tackle right there from Chris Jericho. Okay, chop from Jericho. It's a little hard, to pretty much judge this match or really score it, to tell you the truth. It's just all over the place. But I'm sure I'll get it. All right, we got this picture in picture going on here. But so far, man, AEW Dynamite has been okay. One thing about it, man, only thing I can really say is just the timing is off. Just where they got, where they got the segments at, where they got the matches at, just a little bit off. But overall, it's been mid, man. It's been okay. I got a C grade going so far, or maybe a little bit above that, a little bit above that. I have a C grade going so far. Not bad at all. Brian Keith right there, man. He put his foot, put it on the side of Kyle O'Reilly's face. All right, here come Hook. Hook with a lariat there. Hook with another lariat. Jumping lariat. Hook with a knee into the midsection. Hook with a nice nice snap mirror. Oh, wow. Trip up. Took him down. Okay. Nice. All right. Okay, jumping knee lift from Kyle O'Reilly. Suplex and got sprawled out from Hook. Kyle O'Reilly. Okay, Brian Keith, Orange Cassidy tried to take him out with a Superman punch or orange punch. Nice knee on the jaw from Brian Keith to Kyle O'Reilly. All right, Mark Briscoe. Boom. Watch out. All right, nice clothesline from Chris Jericho. He's just jumping around like some goofball, man. Wow. No, he's not. I mean, I know that joke wasn't going to go. Look, man, look at this guy. Wow. Goodness sake. It's that on Jericho, but it's okay. Brian Keith, okay. Jumping over the chair pretty much. Briscoe, what he's going to do. Goodness sake, man. Stop! Goodness sake. Whoa. That a bug bite me or something, guys. Whoa. One of them flies. Some kind of fly. It's in the house. They got in the house. Whoa. Okay, all right. They fighting on the outside here. Wow, man. Wow. It blows my mind. It really does. This thing has had enough. And then you're going to have a attack come in. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, man. Wow. It doesn't have to be this complicated. It really doesn't. You got a good show going on. You don't have to complicate it this much. God almighty, man. Man, you know, one thing about, look, everybody know that Chris and I, we podcast, guys. Everybody knows that. And I have wrestlers send me things, ask me certain questions while we're live on our podcast. They know we podcast, guys. They know, everybody knows that we work with in this industry. Knows it. Not trying to put this guy down or whatever. Not trying to put him down, but everybody knows. And I get these random questions when I'm online doing my podcast. It just, sometimes it get annoying. It really does. It really does. Yeah, 2.5 stars, Mag. That's exactly what I was going to say it is. 2.5 stars. I'm 100% with you on that. Okada. All right, now what is Okada going to be having to do with Private Party? Wow. That's all I gotta say is wow. I'm not gonna say thumbs up, no thumbs down. I'm just saying wow, guys. And I know, okay, she's working over in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and yeah, she became friends with Okada or whatever, but still, I'm just gonna say wow. And yeah, 2.5 stars to the last match, and just a little too much. You know, giving us something that we actually don't need. Yep, definitely the pacing is off, Mag. Mag says if a woman's match is next, that will help out the pace. That's true. That's true. I'm with you on that. All right. LM says another guy that I think could have done well in wrestling is James Thompson from the movie Lionheart. Yes, sir. He's the first guy Van Dam fights and challenges him in that circle under the freeway. Yes, yes. I'm with you on that. Would have been a great wrestler. Great wrestler, I believe. All right, Mag, 2.5 stars. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 100%. 100%. I have no problem with that. I'm right on that. That's exactly what I was going to give it. You know, before, like, say, the attack and all that. God. Wow. It's just a little too much. Like I say, you already had chaos in the ring, guys. You didn't have to bring any more. AEW they overdo it, man. Tony has got to stop thinking that, hey, I'm not giving them enough. I'm just not giving the fans enough. I can't let them breathe. If I let them breathe, then they are going to abandon my product. I guess he never heard of too much of a good thing is too much. It's just too much, man. Kind of like Bischoff. Bischoff, hey, I agree with a lot of things, even though I used to couldn't stand Bischoff. I agree with a lot of things that he says today, especially, as far as on his takes with AEW and everything, even though we all want AEW to succeed, I'm definitely rolling with AEW. And some of the things, sometimes I wish, Eric Bischoff and all those guys, Cornette and all those guys wouldn't get on it to us so hard. But, when I think about Bischoff, Bischoff really don't have a lot to say, but Bischoff is finally acknowledging a lot of his mistakes. But Bischoff was the same way as Tony Khan. Bischoff did not know when to slack up, when to slow down on a good thing. With that WWE, he did not know when to end a good thing or to slow it down. He had no clue. Just kept going on and on till you eat yourself, till you basically eat yourself up. You bury yourself alive. That's what Khan is doing. I'm like, wow, man. I don't even want to give thumbs up or thumbs down, nor thumbs down. I'm just like, wow. People are not packing out these stadiums. Like I say, of course, Wembley was sold out this past Wednesday. This past weekend. Saturday morning here, but Saturday night there, it was packed out. There's no doubt about that. That was a good crowd. But here in the States, you're not doing it. And you're talking about doing a stadium show next year in Texas? God almighty, man. Tony, you should be knocking it out the box right now. You need to try to find 21 and 22. 2021 and 2022. Find it. I'm talking about early 22 because it started falling in before mid 2022. That's when it started falling down and fell down hard.
I am the new AEW Women's World Champion. Yes, you are. But I regret to inform you.
Exactly, Mag. What's that phrase? Less is more. Yes, sir. All right, John Smith says, Cino. Oh, you saying CE no. I got you, John Smith. CE no. Yes. Wow. Well, she done turned into a horrible wrestler. Just not wrestler, just a horrible personality in wrestling. And look, I just look at all this and say, hey, was that all WWE? That was all the WWE that built Sasha Banks to what she was. It wasn't her. Man, I would just keep her off the mic as much as possible, send her out there to wrestle. And I will put somebody with her to guide her career. Let them do most of the talking. I definitely would. I would do everything I could to keep her off the mic. I would let her dance and do that. I would let her do some dancing and everything. But you have Camille out there with her. Now, it wouldn't be Camille. It would be somebody with a demanding presence, somebody that can really talk. Probably a male figure, or I have to find a female figure who can do it. But it has to be somebody that's very impressive. Don Callis will be good, but he's got a lot on his plate. You definitely need a male presence in there that's really going to make her shine, guys. All right, John Smith. Yeah, WWE definitely hide her flaws pretty dang well. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Hmm. Crazy, man. Come on, AEW, give me some. Give me something going forward here. Mm.
We've seen the way that you roll, and let me make something very clear. We are not cut from the same cloth. We are not the same kind of veterans as you two dweebs. That was a message for the FTR. That was a message for the Acclaim. That was a message for the entire AEW Tag Team division, a division that you two currently sit on top of. I know this. The GYB are here to stay in AEW. Coming for those titles. So remember this. When you see the GYB coming, grit your teeth. We see in your shoe lads. Great first time impression there, guys.
Wow.
We warned the Young Bucks and we showed FTR that the GYB aren't messing around. This Friday.
This is crazy.
Team is going to find out first hand exactly our intentions. So to whoever that is, remember this. When you see the GYB coming, grit your teeth.
All right, look. I get that part right there of the segment. That obviously was taped because they flipped it over to that. Y'all get that part a thumbs up. The other part I want to give a thumbs down, but I'm not. I just shake my head. And I have to ask this question. Why did the Young Bucks have to join that? Why? They didn't have to join that, man. They did not have to join that. You just did not need them to pretty much come in there and steal the spotlight from the grizzled young veterans. But, man, that's what Tony Khan does. That's what Tony Khan does, man. Or maybe it was the Young Bucks' decision to do it. But it wasn't good. FM, maybe Ernest the Cat Miller could come back and be that mouthpiece for Mercedes. That will be interesting. The Cat was hilarious in WCW and great on the mic. Yes, sir. But I think Ernest the Cat Miller working for NXT FM, from what I understand. I think he is. All right, Alma Clark. That's it. I'm still in Mariah's lunch money for wearing that heinous outfit, chin up, boobies out, shoes a shouting. Shoes are shouting. Is that what you're saying? B90. All right. All right, my man Paul Sable says Okada is a good. Oh, Okada is a goof. So sad. Yeah, they made him a goof. They have. Mariah is acting like 97. Sable. Yep. Bucks is nowhere to be found. Mox is going full Austin. Yeah, I think All Out, Shane, and Vince McMahon debuts. Everything will change if they come. Everything will change. But it has to be Vince in tow. It has to be. Of course, he's not going to come on camera. Nobody's going to know. But if Vince get involved, everything's going to start changing. I don't think he'll change it right away, but you'll see the elements come in, and they'll be coming in pretty quick. All right, Danny Brown says MVP as Mercedes manager. Yes, I thought about that. That was my first thought, Danny, when I started thinking about that. But because I think he's going to be with Bobby Lashley and all of them, I don't think it's going to happen unless he brings her into that stable. But, yeah, he will be a great manager for her, man. She needs that mouthpiece. She definitely does. And she needs that strength. It's going to show very good for her to have a whole bunch of strength around her if she has people like Bobby Lashley and MVP and maybe Moxley, if he's in the group, or a couple other guys that's really strong it's going to even strengthen her as a wrestler if she's in that little stack. Now she's talented enough to be in that stack. They don't need to teach her anything. It's just that she needs to let them be the mouthpiece for her. Mainly MVP. All right, John Smith. The Bucks look like weird uncles that never made it. I hear you. I'm with you on that, John Smith. I'm with you on that. FM says, oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. Thanks for sharing. Okay. No problem, brother. All right, Alma Clark says, shooting shoes, hun. Okay, B90. Okay, Alma, thank you. All right, Paul Sables, no, Harry. What Tony Khan is doing in AEW remind me of Vince's character change. Okay, goof segment, which I understand is in pro wrestling, but the written on the wall. Okay, yeah, I got you, Paul Sable. There's my man D Skill H Town. What's up, DSK? All right, D Skill H Town says just keep Sasha off the mic. It isn't that hard. That's true. That's true. She doesn't need to be on that mic, man. You know, Wow. I mean, I like her. I do like her. But yeah, I would just have her go up there doing her little dance or whatever, just like she did over in WWE, and do her little, her little thing or whatever, make her look like some queen or whatever she wants to be. But you that will work. But having her on the microphone, please don't do that. Please don't. I mean, I would love to go there and cut some promos and be in front of her. I'll be talking all kind of noise. Make her seem like the best female wrestler that's been the best female wrestler since doggone Fabulous Moolah, man. I'd be like Wendy Richter, Mae Young. I'd be like even the great Fabulous Moolah could not hang with this girl, man. Medusa Michelli, Alundra Blaze or whatever you want to call her. None of them has anything on this female right here. Man, when you talking Mercedes Moné, you talking about the cream of the crop. Oh my goodness sake. Man, I just don't know. Okay, we got Ricochet coming out. Okay, this should be a pretty good match here against Kyle Fletcher. But let's see how this thing turns out. And off this first match can tell you a lot about what they're going to do. Okay, Tony Schiavone and all them, man. Thumbs up to them. They pumping Ricochet up. I hope he has a great career in AEW. Oh man, D Skill says Sasha is good at reacting to what someone else says. She can't lead a promo. That's true. That's true. That is true, D Skill. FM says, man, if Vince and Shane made it to AEW, I wonder if they could sustain and make real changes to the overall product. Interested to see what happens. That's true. FM, look, Tony, he needs to do something because the man is searching for a TV deal. And Warner, if they knew the McMahons are involved, they definitely would fold to it. They definitely would go and give him a contract. But I know Vince is not going to go in there unless Vince has full control. Even Shane. They pretty much probably swindle the man out of his company when it boils down to it. Vince McMahon is like Victor from doggone Young and the Restless. He has me. If any of you guys know who I'm talking about, Victor from Young and the Restless. That man is ruthless. And look, if he deals with Vince McMahon, I can see this guy, the company being swung off under him within 2 years, guys. 2 to 3 years, that company be Vince McMahon's. And for some reason, I think Vince McMahon want to go out on top in wrestling. I mean, the dude made wrestling what it is today. Even though a lot of people can look back and say, okay, he ruined it. And when it boils down to it, he messed up a lot of things. But I'm just wondering how in the world wrestling would be right now if it still was in the territory days. We wouldn't have a lot of these indies. A lot of these indies wouldn't come up the way it is. You wouldn't have a lot of these indie wrestling or wrestlers because we have a lot of indie wrestlers out here, a lot that would never made a roster back in the day as far as on the independent circuit and the regionals. It would have been outlaw shows, just like it was back in the day. That's what they called them. Hey, Ricochet. All right. That's my man. Charity says, hi. Oh, man, I'm too late. No. Good night. All right. Good night, Charity. Glad that you made it in, Charity. You got to come in and rock with us Friday night so we can get you on the show. All right. Boom. Wow. Man, Cal Fletcher says I can fly too. He definitely can. All right, Cal, I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, it did. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Danny Brown, I seen that. He had a small pop. It wasn't big. I don't think the fans are really I don't think they really pumped up for anything that Khan is going to do. You know, as far as who he brings in or whatever, because they've seen it too many times. And they're like, okay, what's going to happen with this wrestler? Only people that really popped for him, you know, he had a little small crowd up front. People in the back, you know, they all just sitting there like, They all know Ricochet's name and everything, but for some reason, I'm thinking they're worried about. I really believe it's on the fans' mind that Tony's going to mess this thing up, and they're just wondering when is he going to become mid-card status or a little bit lower than that. I think the fans are wondering that, and they messed him up Saturday. Saturday was messed up. You know, me and Chris was watching that. You know, Ricochet came in explosive, taking over. I mean, for about 4 minutes, just rocking the house. 3 to 4 minutes, rocked the house. And then who was that come out? I forgot. Who was that come out? Got in the ring. Christian Cage cleared the ring. Ricochet never got back in the ring. I saw mid-card status right there, guys. Wasn't good. My man FM says Victor Kiriakis, that man's still acting. Whoa. For real? Wow. I don't watch movies like I used to. But thanks for that info, FM. All right, Magnum says the crowd is hyped for Ricochet. Yeah, you had some people that was hyped for him. Wasn't a huge pop, though, but you had people that was hyped for him. I'd say at least half the crowd. David Anthony says, get ready, Harry. Ricochet gonna head to Ring of Honor. I wouldn't be shocked, man. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked, David Anthony. That's where he ends up. Because now you got John Moxley back in the mix, too. And if Sting decides to be a wrestler again, well, Sting is not going to do a whole bunch of solo stuff. I don't think Sting's going to hold him back. But, man, and say Bobby Lashley shows up in a couple weeks. That happens, and Ricochet's not a part of that crew. Yeah, he's gonna be lost in the shuffle. You already had people saying he was lost in the shuffle already. You know, it's not hard to get lost in the shuffle in AEW. Really isn't. And Kyle O'Reilly is dominating this match. He's dominating this match. It should be a 10, 12-minute match. 80% of it should be Ricochet winning the match and have Cal struggling to really get his stuff in. Even though we know Cal's a really good wrestler, but Ricochet should be, man, he should be polishing off. He should be polishing off Kyle O'Reilly, man. It's not happening. Paul Sable says Kenny Omega. Hey, Kenny Omega, man. Kenny Omega get back in. Everything changed. Kenny Omega soon. Yeah, Kenny Omega soon, Paul Sable says. Wow. That'd be incredible, Paul Sable. Kyle Fletcher, laugh out loud. Harry, Kyle O'Reilly. Oh, wow, Paul Sable, thank you, man. I didn't know I said Kyle O'Reilly, but appreciate it. But yeah, Kyle Fletcher, I meant. All right, nice kick into the gut from Ricochet. But yeah, this is the match I wouldn't have had. I wouldn't have put him in this match. I just really wouldn't. And I don't even know if I would have had the main event, Ricochet as the main event tonight. All right. Yeah, Paul Sable, man, thank you again for telling me it was Kyle Fletcher. I don't know why in the world I was saying Kyle O'Reilly. Because you got to think Omega will be here soon. Yeah, and if Omega's going to come in here, Ricochet will have a great match against that'll be a great match, Ricochet versus Kenny Omega. I would love to see that over in AEW. Yeah, that's true, Paul Sable. There's more guys that's injured that will be back. Yeah. Yeah, he got a lot of guys injured. So, man, I don't know. Ricochet, I hope everything works out. Nice. Okay, nice flying elbow. Back elbow. We've seen that plenty of times for Ricochet. Getting that in. Okay, nice. All right, Paul says, I said to Harry, he's a good wrestler, but just needs a character change, someone to talk for him. That's true. That's true. Okay, nice chop from Ricochet. Clothesline. Good clothesline. Wow, what a lariat from Kyle Fletcher. Paul Sable says, moves is not everything. Ric Flair taught us that character matters how you approach. Yeah, how you. Let's see what you got there. Ric Flair taught us that character matters how you appeal to the fans. I'm sure you talking about come off to the fans, how the fans how the fans perceive you. And you're right. Yeah, Ric Flair did. I mean, Ric Flair had it all. I mean, you couldn't take your eyes off of him. It doesn't matter what anybody says. You couldn't take your eyes off of him when he was in the ring. When he got a little bit older, especially late 90s, early 2000s, wasn't as good anymore or whatever. But wow, he still was very intriguing. But during this time, there was nobody better at doing what he did. And that's professional wrestling straight up. And man, not putting down, Bret Hart or anybody like that. One thing I've seen from wrestlers back then at that time, guys who wanted a name out there, who wanted to get big, they use Ric Flair's name to boost their name, guys. And that's one thing I didn't like. It's kind of like LeBron James. They broke the LeBron James fans, not fans. I'm just saying his fans as far as in the media. They try to pretty much downgrade Michael Jordan's career to build up LeBron James. I don't like that. I can't stand stuff like that. Hey, I saw both of them. Same thing with Ric Flair, Bret Hart. I remember Bret Hart, like I say, he kept going at Flair, and wow, I'm glad that they're friends now, but he kept going at him back in the day. I didn't like it at all. Let's see, but he's not the only one who's done that. But guys have did that to try to build up their own career by downplaying other people. I hate that. All right.
Fletcher may be out. I think he is out. Ricochet. What's up? Valley driver. And Ricochet covers. Here like Fletcher.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to take Fletcher out right with that move there. I didn't think that was going to take him out. Bam. Okay. No. God. I expected a little bit better, guys. I'm going to give that 2.5 stars. I expected that match to be a little better than it was, but I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. Not bad. Not a bad match. Good debut on Dynamite for Ricochet. I'm sure we're going to have something else. It's 9:53. Well, I guess we're going to have something else and a little run over. Okay? If there's a match coming up, we got that match and a little run over. Yeah, all right. Mag says good match for Ricochet, 2.5 stars. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mag. Yeah, I was hoping to get a little bit more. Oh, it was the main event. Oh, they're going to end this thing at 10 o'clock. When last time they did that? They might do it because last week they lost viewers. Their numbers went down because of them staying over. I mean, people, numbers went way down. And the numbers went way down, about 2 weeks ago when they stayed over. Okay, Will Ospreay, man, look, they starting this thing already, guys. Yeah, me and Chris was talking about this, but they starting it already. I wish they wouldn't have done that. But wow, they got to give it to us already. And I tell you what, Will Ospreay had a lot to do with Ricochet coming to AEW. A lot to do with it. God almighty. Wow. God almighty. They just can't stop.
Please allow me this opportunity to welcome you to AEW.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Now get to the popular night like everyone else. This one here.
God almighty. Wow, man. God.
Maybe just one. You know what we really use around here?
Leave this dude alone. God.
No. A lesson in humility.
Wow. Wow. What I think they can't give me any more, man. Just like, wow. Goodness sake, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, D skill H Town. Ricochet left the WWE mid card to be in the AEW mid card. Yes. And the way it looked like it's going, he could end up being another doggone Jay Lethal, man. I wouldn't be shocked. All right, Ricochet would have had a better match if he had a better opponent, Mag says. Well, true. John Smith says, I like that way better. Pop feels like a heel, so it works better against Will. It does, but Will Ospreay and Ricochet had some great matches over in Japan. Great matches. Classic matches. Is this AEW's version of Rhea? That's what I'm thinking, man. She built like her. Jordan Payne said, I used to watch AEW, probably not no more. I hear you. Jordan Payne says, I just like hanging out with y'all. We appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you doing that, Jordan. Let's listen to Bryan Danielson's guys, see what he got to say. But that Jon Moxley stuff, just wow. All I gotta say is bring on Shane McMahon. Please, Shane, come. Please. And the only reason I would want Bryan Danielson, straight up, is because I know he's gonna have his dad's ideas. And yes, I know for the last 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years, 7, Vince McMahon has been really off his rocker, but he still has some really good ideas. It's going to be better than what we're seeing. So I say, come on. Bring on the man. Bring on Shane. Jordan Payne says, Max says, Jordan Payne, I hear you, Jordan. Mm-hmm. John said, him holding that belt is long overdue. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm glad he's got it. I'm glad he's the champ. Even though I really think they was really getting Swerve to the point where Swerve looked he looked very much like a world champion, very respectable world champion. They did get him there, but they stripped it off of him as soon as they got him to that point. They went ahead and took the title off of him.
Then when I got to the press conference at the end of the show, they asked me the question, what's next? And my contract with AEW expired on August 1st. I'm going to be needing neck surgery sooner rather than later.
Oh, wow.
And my family's ready for me to come home.
Don't you give up that title yet. All right, Jordan says, yes, sir, Magnum. Goodness, I want to see him at least hold it for about 4 months.
So I've had a lot of thinking to do since Sunday.
All right, John says, that was the weakest thank you chant I've ever heard. Shake my head. Shake my head. That was a weak thank you chant.
Because if you're AEW is awesome. I have loved professional wrestling my entire life, and the fact that AEW even exists makes pro wrestling better and has made my life better. So when I think of all the things that people who started AEW did, and then when I got to the back and I looked,
when I'm looking at this crowd, I see a huge problem, guys. I see a huge problem in this crowd. I'll let you know that in just a moment.
It's probably time for me to go home. But not yet.
One thing I've been looking at TNA. I started looking at this a couple years back. TNA. You look into that crowd, it's all males. Look at that crowd. It's all mostly males. They between 85 to 90% males. AEW didn't have that dynamic in 2021. They had a 60, maybe a 60% male, 40% female, or 65% male, 35% female. You look at a lot of TNA shows. It's 90. It's dominated male, 96% male, 94, 96% male, and that is a real problem, guys. Because what you have now, back when I was growing up, look at the territorial days. A lot of times you had more females in those audiences, in those crowds, in those little studios than you had males. And then we used to go to the live shows, like NWA Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling ran a show every Monday night in Greenville Memorial Auditorium. A lot of times, the females outnumbered the males. You go to Georgia Championship Wrestling, go to the Omni in Atlanta to watch the Georgia Championship Wrestling show. The females a lot of times outnumbered the males. Or it was 50-50 or maybe 55% male, 45% females. But most of those places, the females was close to outnumbering the males, especially on TV. That's a huge problem. The males do outnumber the females, WWE shows, but it's a 60-40, 60 to 35. It's always a good number of females at their shows. Sometimes you may see 70-30 sometimes. But for the most part, girls, females, they come with their men to these shows, WWE shows. Or the girlfriends with their boyfriends, they bring the kids, children, girl and a boy, sometimes a couple girls, whatever, sometimes no boy. So, but that's a problem, man. You looking at that. Look, all you gotta do is look at the crowd. Look in the crowd. Look in the crowd. Too many males, man. Jack Perry, come on, man. Come on, Brian. Come on, Brian. Psycho knee. Oh, God. I was hoping Brian Danielson got up and got him. Why can't this man just celebrate his championship, guys? What's up with that TNT championship being look like the Halloween type special or something? John Smith, but isn't Moxley on his way out there or seemed that way? Yeah, it did seem that way. Gosh, man, wow. I'm going to give Dynamite 2.5 stars, guys. Wasn't bad. Hey, I think the last 20 minutes was kind of horrible. It wasn't, I ain't going to say horrible. It just was crazy, especially after the Ricochet match or whatever, all that, everything that happened there, man, as far as who that came to the ramp, Will Ospreay coming to the ramp, Ricochet against Kyle Fletcher could have been a better match, but everything's crazy since then. We don't know what's going on with Jon Moxley. He just weird. Having that girl go back there and beat up security guards that have nothing to do with anything. weird. I'm just like, come on, man. Come on. What are y'all doing? Come on, Tony. Somebody, can the voice of reason step up? Can the voice of reason step up? And when I say voice of reason, I'm talking to you, Tony Schiavone. I'm talking to you because you used to run Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Everybody talks about Dusty Rhodes because he was the booker. Everybody talks about Jim Crockett and everything like that. But you was the producer for Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling for 4 years straight. Nothing went out on that television set without you knowing. You set up a lot of those house shows. You set up a lot of those pay-per-views. Those early Jim Crockett Promotions, NWA pay-per-views. It was you. It was you, Tony Schiavone. Don't let anybody be fooled. Tony Schiavone was running that thing. Tony Schiavone was running that thing. Tony Schiavone, be the voice of reason. Step up. Step up. Don't just collect the check, just collect the check. Please stop doing that. Because this just gotten crazy. FM says the females will go crazy for the Von Erichs and Austin Idol, Rick Rude. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, FM. Yes, they did. All right, let's see. John Smith, Brian looked like he did not expect to be working with this fool. Brian Danielson, yes, that's true. That's true. D-Skill says another problem is 2,500 people in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, D-Skill. Matt says AEW Dynamite had too much talking tonight. I give it 2.5 stars. Yes, exactly. Chris Leclerc says 9 out of 10. Okay, Chris. Okay, Chris. But man, but Chris Leclerc, I'm glad that you came in rocking with the family tonight. But guys, yeah, 2.5 stars. It wasn't bad. Look, I don't see a death nail for AEW yet. I just don't. But man, they got to do something quick. And Tony Khan, you just cannot keep shoving good money down the drain. You cannot. Your father is going to pack this thing up, man. He's going to be like, all right, Chris Leclerc gives it 3 stars. Almost, Chris. Almost 3 stars. I said we say 2.5. But 3 stars I definitely can respect. I can respect you saying it that way. Definitely, I respect that number. Straight up. But man, wow. I just been around people like that. Like I say, Jerry Richardson, man. I worked for him. Flag star Jerry Richardson, who owned the Carolina Panthers. Knew John Outlaw, who had a lot of money, who ran a huge, successful grocery chain that used to be here in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee. I knew how those men operated and what they told their sons. When it was their sons was about to take over the business or was running the business, when it didn't work out. After a while, Nick's going to get tired of it, man. Nick's going to pack this thing up and he's going to say, hey, you sell this thing, he's going to sell it, have his son sell that thing, or you're going to tell his son, get your butt in the office, run the Jacksonville Jaguars with us. You're going to throw him in the office and say, and they got other properties. Oh, he's going to be working somewhere else. His dad is going to put his foot down. Sooner or later, his dad will put his foot down. Because this thing gets crazy, especially if he don't get a TV deal. Because at first his dad probably shelled the money out and say, let's add a little bit of money. Let's see if you can, let's try it with your own network and see if it works. And then I have to ask the question to all you guys, how much money would you pay for an AEW network? How much money would you be willing to pay every month, say monthly? Because look, they're not going to get a streaming deal. With all these streaming services losing money, they're not going to get a streaming deal. Netflix is the only, Netflix and who else? I think Netflix and Amazon, the only ones making money with streaming right now. They're the only ones. So I don't see them getting a streaming deal from nobody. They're definitely not going to get it from Netflix. Netflix got WWE. That's not going to coexist unless Amazon gives it to them. And I would hate Amazon giving it to them because a lot of people don't have Amazon and a lot of people wouldn't want to get it. But, man, I know Paramount's not going to sign him. Peacock, none of that. That's not going to happen. But if they had it, look, I would pay anywhere up to $29.99. I would pay $39.99 a month for them to have a streaming service. If they had a streaming service and you got all the pay-per-views, I would pay $39.99 if they had a whole streaming service and they had all 5 years of all their back catalog. You get Ring of Honor, you get all that stuff together. I would pay a decent price, $39.99 a month to get everything. And you basically they got between 600 and 700,000 loyal fans. And say everybody pay that $39.99, that $40 a month just to get premium, premium events from premium content from, AEW. I think a lot of people would join in with that. But man, they got to do something because Warner Brothers are not going to sell them because I mean they might sign them, but it's not going to be valuable for them. And look, I don't know if it's going to be a good deal for Tony Khan, but he's definitely got to do something. But yeah, he hasn't signed yet, and he's been talking about that for the past 4 months about they signing a new deal. But Warner hasn't done that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. All right, Mag says, way to hold it down this evening. Harry, have a great night, everyone. You too, Magnum. Appreciate you coming in, man. Appreciate you rocking with us, brother. Like always. All right, my man Danny Brown says, wait, hold up, Harry. All right, Danny, hold up. I'm still here, man. All right, FM says the McMahons would definitely be a possible successor, ironically. Yes. That's true. Yeah, FM says unreal. Yeah, the way they ended it off was unreal, man. It wasn't good. I didn't like that at all. All right, Danny Brown says, Harry, what if Mox bring Ronda next week? Is going on Schaefer join Mox? What? That would be interesting. That'd be very interesting. Wow. Danny Brown says Shane McMahon is coming to be in Eric Bischoff's role. Yeah. And if he does, man, look, if he does, I just know everything's going to change. Now, as far as Shane, because look, this is what me and Chris were talking about. And you guys know who was. Yeah, Shane never had a role, man. Shane never wrote anything over there at WWE. He never had that type of role. That wasn't him. He wasn't a creative. He's not a creative person. So, I mean, he just, he go in there as a personality, as a wrestler, and do things, he's just crazy. He'll go through a wall, man. You could throw him through a ladder. If you set the ladder right, Shane would do it. Especially back in the day, he would do it. I don't know about now, but, he's older, fragile. But Shane's going to come, and he's coming with Vince's ideas. I guarantee you. If Shane shows up, you better believe Vince's ideas is there with him. Vince is going to be running things behind the scene. Danny Brown says, I thought the lady was Beth Phoenix. I did too at first. Built just like her, man. I did too. I was like, wow. Danny Brown says 2.5 stars for Dynamite, Harry. I'm really interested in what Mox talking about. Yes, I am too. John Smith says, can't wait to see the Halloween edition of AEW title belt. Yeah. That TNT belt already looking like that. FM says, Warner Brothers ain't no crack brothers. I hear you, man. No doubt about that, FM. No doubt. I just, man. No. Goodness sake, Tony. Come on, man. Come on. We all rooting for you. We got to keep this thing going. AEW has to be around because we don't want to go back to what we had before, where there's only one, only one team out here or only one man running the show. We don't need that. Straight up. Paul Sable said that will be nuts. Let me see. Get that. Paul Sable says that will be nuts. It's nuts if Mox bring in Ronda because Mox had Schaefer in corner Harry. Remember Raw Underground? Who was leader? Shane O'Mac. Yep. Shane. Paul Sable says laugh out loud. FM. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny what FM said there, man. It really was. Goodness sake. That is crazy. That is crazy. All right, man. Shoot, I'm just. I don't know. Yeah, Paul Sable says 2.5 stars tonight too. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm definitely with that. Sable says 2.5 stars tonight, Harry. Yes, that's what we got to roll with. That's what it was. You know, it was basically an even show. It wasn't awful, but it was wasn't awful. It was decent. It was not good. Good. It was decent. It was a decent show to where we could say, okay, we saw a decent night of wrestling, and as far as promos, they was okay too. It's just the timing was off. Really, I mean, you really could put everything together, but it's certain times that you need to put things in a show, and the attacks, like always, too many attacks, having people being attacked, having segments and things being interrupted when it didn't need to be. You know, hey, we wanted to hear from Bryan Danielson. I wanted to hear from him. I wanted him to talk. Didn't happen. MJF, I wanted him to get everything out what he had to say, and it could have been a shorter segment. You got another match or something like that. Maybe have another women's match. Maybe break the monotony. I don't know. It's just crazy. Paul Sable, I'm sorry, but I'm really interested in this Mox thing, Harry. What is it leading to? Yeah, I am too, Paul Sable. I'm very interested in it. Very interested in it. Got to see what's going on there. Shoot, that's going to be, man, that is the story right now, if you ask me. That's the story. FM says, I definitely sub to your channel, bro. I appreciate your knowledge and like your style, man. We definitely appreciate it, FM. And next time you see us, man, I'm sure you probably see with me and Christopher Burton, my podcast partner. You'll see him here. He's pretty cool too, man. But we definitely appreciate you joining up with the Straight Up Wrestling Show, and look forward to talking to you, man, along with the family. And I'm sure everybody here, man, they welcome you in with open arms, 100%. But wow, guys. It was crazy. But I definitely will see you guys Friday night, man. Friday night, we're going to rock this thing out. Friday night, we're going to rock it out for SmackDown. Hopefully, we're going to have a great show. This Friday night, WWE SmackDown. We got to have a great show, man. We're looking for a great show because we can't go through the whole week without having a good show. NXT was decent. That wasn't great this week. It was okay. It was pretty good. I will have a review of that tomorrow. I watched that. And like I said, look, man. All right, Paul Sable says, heck, Harry, heck yeah. Yes, sir. But Chris, like I say, all week, man. For probably week or two until they get some more help up at his job at Staples. He's probably going to be working some long hours, a lot of hours, because hey, he's one of the managers there. So hey, it is what it is. But yeah, man, I love having Chris here with us. But if he's not here, I'm gonna rock it out or bring somebody in with me. All right. Paul Sable says, see you Friday, Harry. See you then, Paul. All right. My man FM says, yes, sir. I appreciate your input. Much better than JD from New York. Yeah, JD from New York. Look, JD from New York, man. He's okay sometimes, man. Sometimes I really like him. And sometimes you just really, you just can't, it's hard to stomach it. It really is. All right. Let's see. All right. Paul Sable says, laugh out loud. FM Harry is my favorite. He got good advice. Yes, he does. Yes, he does, Paul Sable. Paul Sable says, knock it out the box, Harry. Yeah, knock it out the box, Harry. Knock it out. All right, all you guys knock it out the box. That's why we are here and we do what we do. And you guys the ones who make Straight Up Wrestling Show what it is. And we appreciate each and every one of you. You guys out here. Let me get this last one. Paul Sable laughing out loud. And let's see. FM says Paul Sable. Yeah, all right. Pretty much I think he's pretty much, yeah, giving you a strong man rub there. All right, but guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys have a great night. Stay straight up. Peace.